Hey YouTubers, welcome back to the Holler. Mike again with Hills and Hollers Homestead, and I'm tired today. I'm tired every day, but daggone it, I'm hurting and tired today, so it's just going to be a double whammy on me. And plus, there you go, that's the sky. Just freaking dreary. I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it. I ain't moving. I ain't going nowhere. All right, so, oh my goodness, the information today, geez oh whiz. So, I read local news articles, not like mainstream media news, like local independent reporters and things like that, just on stuff coming to the area. How the area is growing and stuff, and just in where we live, we're like smack in the middle of two of the fastest growing areas in this part of West Virginia, and we're far enough out, obviously, where it's not a bother, and close enough where it's very convenient. But there's millions upon millions upon millions of dollars of projects being done right now currently. A huge airport expansion up here. I mean, massive amounts of earth moved up there over the last year and a half, couple years. Probably one of the largest on the East Coast in a very long time. They're expanding that airport. All kinds of services coming in there. There's huge growth. 9 miles from here. There's huge growth 7 miles from here. And they just announced a new almost $3 million expansion 8 miles from here. And you look at the economy. So I'm looking today, and I'm just looking at my my outside of my employment retirement that we just kind of have set aside, and that I've lost, I think about $6,000, $4,000 to $6,000 in that, if I remember right, since 2022. And that's just the one that I have, not the one that my wife has separately, just what she's lost. And then my little play stocks that I keep, and it's because I don't have any, well, I do have vices, but my vices are homesteading stuff, animal stuff, that kind of stuff. I don't drink, I don't use tobacco, I don't do any of that fun stuff anymore. But it's just little play stocks, and I mean it's been $300-400 from one week to the next is how much I'll lose, how much I'll gain. And I just kind of watch it, not because I'm hoping to see massive gains all at once. I watch it just out of curiosity, because I've picked several companies that I think are good mainstayers, and they've been in business for a long time, and they've got a lot of good, I don't want to say good advertisement, but they've got a lot of good exposure, you know what I mean? And they're not this trendy stuff. And they've held pretty good, honestly, in all. And I've got several just in like healthcare type stocks where there's a lot of virtual care involved in it and stuff like that. I think I've got 3 of those. And I'm kind of watching 2 of them. I may kind of back down on a couple of them. But anyways, all that aside. So I'm watching all this. You look at the economy with over almost $32 trillion in debt now. They just increased, they have to increase the debt ceiling. They just passed $1.7 trillion spending bill that just like massively pumps money into like big pharma and all these other industries and stuff that are making record profits and continuing to make record profits since the pandemic. We have like the highest consumer debt in history, over $16 trillion just in personal debt in this country. And then I looked today, and the average car cost, not luxury model, not high end, the average car cost since February of 2020 until September of 2022 rose over 42.5%. Over 42.5%. The average car costs $50,000 freaking dollars now. What is, and now they got all these used cars that they wanted to buy up during the pandemic, because there was a huge demand for cars and they couldn't get the chips for the new ones, so they were buying up all these used cars. And, we had a lease at the time, and the dealership called us and they're like, hey, man, we want your Tahoe back. We'll cut you out of your lease 4 months early, give you cash up front to boot, and, you're free and clear of it. I'm like, take it. I'm good with that. And, hell, I bought a little beater. I bought a little Jeep beater, man. Jeep, yeah, just empty every pocket, let me tell you. But it's just a little beater. It's from point A to point B. I don't have anybody to impress anymore, other than my kids, and a vehicle is not going to do that. It's 12 years old. My truck is almost 20 years old. I've had it brand new since 2005. And my wife's car is a 2018. And I don't have to buy a new car every so often. I just maintain what we have and take care of what we have. And that's an extra payment we don't have to worry about. And I can focus more on, putting our money aside, saving our money, and preparing ourselves and building our homestead and stuff like that for that more self-sustainability, self-reliance. And if you don't think it ain't all going to go down in flames, if you're one of these people who's an optimist, the ever optimist, who's sitting there just thinking that it's mathematically impossible that our economy is going to crash, you need to go smack your math teacher because you got the wrong education. There is no possible way. There's absolutely no possible way this economy can continue where it's going. There's no way. The debt, we've got nothing to back our debt up. You think $31 trillion, and what do we have to back it up? Paper. It has, and we're losing credibility in that across the freaking globe. Saudi Arabia is going to start pricing oil based on Chinese money, the yuan, where, that's where our global economy is grown, is because they based petroleum prices on the U.S. dollar. That was one of the agreements. That's why we protect, Saudi Arabia militarily, and that was one of the agreements of it. And they're backing out now. You got the BRICS nations. They're forming. They're going to start making their own financial, transactions and everything like that based on their own economies. And we're going to be left sitting. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to burn. It's going to burn to the ground. It's going to burn fast, quick, and hot. And if you don't have, if you've not made any effort or put any steps forward to providing some self-sustainability for yourself and self-reliance, folks, we're all going to hurt from it. We're all going to hurt from it, no matter where we stand. But the difference is going to be is those of us, when we feel the pain, are we going to turn around and just put our plan into action, or are we going to panic because we don't have a plan? And that is absolutely why the homesteading community, bar none, is like this. That's why when you look at homesteading and prepping, those two, if you become a prepper, you can almost automatically become a homesteader. Homesteading leads to prepping, prepping leads to homesteading. They're just like, they're meshed, okay? And you don't have to build a bunker. I want to build a bunker. I'd love to have a bunker. But you don't have to build a bunker. You don't have to you don't have to go off grid. I love the grid. Are you kidding me? I love the grid. I pay my bills and stuff like that, but I love the grid. Would I love to be off the grid as much as possible? Realistically and sustainably, yes, I absolutely would. But solar panels are 37% efficient. I was looking at hydropower because of some of the water that we have on the property. About 800 watts is about the best you're going to pull with a micro hydro system. You get a big old water wheel, and that's about the best you're going to get out of a water wheel. So unless you have a huge amount of flow on your property and can get a good, decent sized, commercial sized turbine, you're really not going to be any kind of sustainability on micro hydro, except maybe to charge about 3 batteries. And that's going to be when the sun goes down and your solar panels kick off. But we have to look at things realistically. You have to look at things and stop being the ever optimist, because it's going to burn. It's going to burn. And I hate to say it, because I have children. I have people that I love just like others. It has to burn. It has to burn. They talk about the Great Reset. That's going to be it for us. It has to burn because there's no way fixing it. There's no possible way fixing it. The U.S. will default on its debt. There is no question about it. And what are you going to do at that point? If you don't have any money to buy food, or if your money is pretty much worthless to buy food, and you don't have a way to grow or raise your own kind of food or sustain yourself in any way, and you don't have food stores put aside, things are going to get tough. And I am not fear-mongering. I am not fear-mongering, folks. But all you have to do is look at inflation levels. Look at freaking eggs now. Are you kidding me? How much are eggs? Oh, my God. If somebody wants eggs from us and they want to buy them, I say, just give me a $4 contribution towards feed, because the feed costs went up. That's realistic. I'm not selling eggs out here, making money hand over fist. I'm not being greedy. And hell, my hands have cut way back. I got 4 whole eggs today out of all them daggone chickens, and that's all I've been getting in the last few days. And I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to be kicking some chicken butt here real soon. Either that or we're going to be eating a whole bunch of chicken, because I'm tired of their freeloading butts. But anyways, you can tell it's just one of those days. It really is. It's like every Monday's Groundhog Day, and it just kind of sets the tone for the whole week. But anyways, I can't tell you enough now. We know prices are rising. All you have to do is look. Every time you go to the store, something is increased. Some prices increased. You could pull stuff up online, and it's back ordered. It's unavailable. Just everything that's kind of playing into this. You have to really start doing something more for yourself if you're not doing anything now. And I don't say jump in and get a whole bunch of projects. Get one thing. do one thing. If you don't have any animals and you can get chickens, get chickens. That's your first thing. But have your infrastructure in place first. Get your coop. Get your little area fenced in. Once you get your chickens, you learn about your chickens, you get your chickens raising, you're getting eggs, and you're doing your thing with your chickens, then consider rabbits if you want to do rabbits. Get your infrastructure in place for your rabbits. Have all that in place. Watch YouTube. Learn all that stuff. That's how I've been learning this kind of stuff. And then if you've got the room and the ability to do it, get your fences and your infrastructure and your sheds and everything in place, and get some pigs or get some lambs and do this and do that. And that's how you're going to build your homestead. Excuse me. That's how we're doing it. And you have to do it one thing at a time. You can't jump into it all at once and expect to be a homesteader in a matter of 3 months. It's just not going to happen. So, you know, and you don't have to be a homesteader. I'm just using that term loosely because homesteader has kind of taken the place of, you know, farmers, what our parents and grandparents did. You know what I mean? That's the term that's kind of taken and used for that, because we grow as much of our own food as we can, we preserve as much of our own food as we can, we raise our own animals and stuff, we process our own animals. That's a lifestyle that's an advancement in today's society. That is an advancement. No matter how far back we have to go to learn from that and get those lessons, it's still an advancement over what we have in this society today. That's it. My butt is cold. I'm sitting out here on this metal daggone threshold on this door. My butt's about to go numb. So I'm going inside, get cleaned up, because I'm covered in mud from the pigs. Guys, please, if you're in a position where you can, do it. If you're not in a position where you can, put yourself in a position where you can. I'm not encouraging anybody to sell off anything and go try to buy a house, a farm, or any kind of land right now, especially in this economy. But do what you can to get yourself in a situation or in a position where you're not in a bad position when everything does burn to the ground. Have those food stores put away, have the ability to grow some fresh vegetables and maybe some little bit of fruits and stuff like that, just to kind of supplement and you know, help yourself along the way. But put those dry stores away, put that canned meat away, you know, and do things like that just to have it. Again, and I said this before, if everything comes out at the end and all the unicorn farts and fairy dust in the world is floating above our heads and we're all happy, then all you got left is a bunch of food to eat. But if it all turns to crap, you've got a bunch of food to eat. That's it. Take care. Get prepared. Stay prepared. God bless.